para quienes son su primera vez aquí en Colombia, que han llegado aquí para expresar una solidaridad internacional en la lucha por la soberanía. La primera es un referente en el movimiento progresista en Estados Unidos, el ex alcalde de Nueva York, Bill de Blasio. Por favor, un fuerte aplauso para Bill.
Muchísimas gracias. Buenas noches, hermanos y hermanas. No hablo español bien, entonces necesito hablar en inglés. Lo siento. What I want to say to you is what you heard from the members of Congress from the United States. You are not alone. You are not alone because people came from all over the hemisphere to this conference to stand in solidarity with Colombia. Because we see the danger. If anyone here feels a sense of fear that the United States might act recklessly with no regard for human rights or sovereignty, that fear is justified. Because Donald Trump has proven he does not hold those democratic values. So we're here because we recognize the danger. And we recognize that it is not stopped now. It only grows. But what we have to acknowledge, Donald Trump does not have the support of the people of the United States of America. And I want you to feel how much the American people have finally learned lessons from Vietnam, from the mistakes of the past, Vietnam, Iraq, the endless war in Afghanistan. People in the United States of America of different ideologies talk about no more endless wars. And they don't see a reason why the United States would violate the sovereignty of Colombia or of Venezuela or of Cuba. It does not help the American people. It's important to recognize that every day what Trump is doing is losing the support of the American people, not on these issues alone. What he's doing with ICE, what he's doing with immigration, the fact that people are being killed by ICE officers in our nation. He is literally creating violence against his own citizens. And the American people don't want that. And we see the energy growing, the opposition growing constantly. In October, in all 50 states of the United States, in 2,700 different cities and towns, 7 million Americans came out to protest Trump. The next month, on November 4th, we had an election. And in every part of the United States, people rejected Trump and his Republican Party and his policies. And we come into this month of January. We've seen the people of this country rising up against the violence they see at home and against other countries. In Minneapolis, just days ago, 100,000 people in the streets saying no más. We will not accept this anymore. And you don't have to just believe those of us who are progressive. There's a magazine, it's not progressive at all, called The Economist. It's part of the mainstream for sure. They had a poll come out just days ago showing only 37% of the American people approve of Donald Trump's performance and 56% disapprove. So democracy is still happening in the United States of America. It's troubled, it's endangered, but it's still alive. And what's important for you to feel is that you are not alone, because most Americans think we have no business in Colombia. But I say to you, what we in the United States of America have to do to solve our problem is the same thing we ask of you to help fight this problem. It's all about solidarity. What Susanna said was exactly right. We need people in the streets to show that they do not cower before the United States. We need people all over Latin America to show their anger, their energy, saying that the Monroe Doctrine should have died a long time ago. It's time for a new policy that respects the people of Latin America, respects the people of Colombia, respects this government that has done so much good for the people. You should mobilize, and we must mobilize in our nation. And it will make a difference. Because I'll tell you one final thing. In the end, Trump can see. He can see which way the wind is blowing. And he can see when his policies are backfiring and when they're losing support. And the world responds to outrage, to people expressing their passion and their belief. We are none of us disconnected. We are actually deeply connected. When you protest, when you stand up, when you make change, it helps us make change in the United States. When we stand up, we support you. So I conclude by saying thank you to every single person who's here tonight. Thank you to everyone who's watching online. Because this is an act of resistance, and this resistance will be felt all over the world. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias.
Ahora pasamos la palabra a otra gran compañera y luchadora por la causa palestina. Además, la diputada del Reino Unido, su primera vez aquí en Colombia, así que un aplauso muy fuerte para Zahra Sultana.
Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes a todos y todas. Mi español es muy limitado, pero traigo solidaridad desde el Reino Unido para Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba y toda nuestra América. I am here with you this evening because the struggle we have here in Colombia is the same struggle we have across the world. What is unfolding here in the Americas is serious, and it demands a collective response. What happens in this hemisphere never stays just here. And we know that pressure has intensified. Economic coercion, asset seizures, political interference, and now open military force. The bombing of Venezuela and the abduction of President Maduro should concern us all. If an elected leader can be seized by force, then sovereignty itself is at risk. And if it can happen in Venezuela, it can happen anywhere. I confronted this directly in the British Parliament. After 83 people were killed, including 32 Cubans, and President Maduro was abducted, I asked the British Foreign Secretary a simple question. I asked if it would be lawful if a foreign power accused the British Prime Minister of breaking its